This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are the things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
QRSTVWXYZ. What's missing from that picture? You are. But you don't have to be missing from the picture anymore with skylight frames. And these frames are for everyone, okay? Whether you're tech savvy or not, it's easy to operate for like your parents and grandparents who might not be so tech savvy. Also, if you are, you can actually add these little doodles. You draw a picture on your app and it shows up directly on your loved one's skylight frame. Perfect for adding a personal touch or a bit of fun. This holiday season, give the gift that keeps on giving: memories. Whether it's for grandparents who adore seeing the grandkids' latest antics or a friend who loves capturing every freaking moment, the skylight frame is the perfect gift to bring joy and connection into any home. It's so easy to set up and start sharing. You don't need an app or subscription. Just takes a minute. Designed to be easy for all ages. You plug in the frame and you're ready to start sharing memories. This is better than social media. It's private. You don't have to post your photos to the world. You don't have to print hard copies. Also, Skylight guarantees your satisfaction. They're so confident they offer you free 120-day returns. And for a limited time, get 20% off your purchase of a Skylight frame when you go to ca.skylightframe.com/hockey. That's right. To get 20% off your Skylight frame, just go to ca.skylightframe.com/hockey. That's ca.skylightframe.com/HOCKEY.
Everybody, welcome to another episode of Elan's Matchup Maximizer, a podcast presented by Keeping Karlsson, where I, Elan Dubrovsky, take a look at next week's NHL schedule to try to recommend the best players that you may want to stream in for your head-to-head matchups to get those extra games played that might make the difference. Of course, we're looking for games we can stream in on days that you'll actually be able to fit those players into your lineup, and ideally those players may get a point or two. So we're going to be taking a look at which teams have the best schedules and then look at the players on those teams. Hopefully you all did well in your matchup that is still ongoing. We've got a busy Saturday, busy Sunday. I'm recording this right now. It's Saturday evening, 5:25 p.m. Eastern. So still a lot of games to come tonight. I'm in a close matchup myself. Well, actually, I'm in a weird situation in Cupful where I am winning by a lot. I'm winning by like 50 points, but the projection on Yahoo has it very close because my opponent has... what is it here? 20 games left to my 14. So a lot can flip. I'm going to need his guys to just keep it cool, keep it calm. I got to tell you, and usually I don't do this on Matchup Maximizer. I dive right in, but I got to say, I've had my worst week of streaming ever. So maybe this is a situation where you need to take my advice with a grain of salt. I just have to tell you, okay? I had 4 moves in the Keeping Karlsson Ultimate Patron Fantasy League, as per every week. And I, obviously want to try to maximize, get the most out of those moves. I had open spots. I was able to do everything I wanted. Here's what I did. Monday morning, I got up early, like 3 a.m., and I added Siplikov, who I had said had a 4-game week. I thought, okay, he's going to do it. This is going to be good. He's going to get me those extra games. He's in a good spot. Then, before he even played a game, Monday night, I learned that Bobrovsky was having a kid, so figured might as well use my next move and flip it, right? Switch Siplikov out. I brought in Spencer Knight because I figured that a couple games from a goalie would be good. Then I can flip to someone else for the weekend, maybe even get Siplikov back. So I brought in Spencer Knight, who played Tuesday, Thursday, and I had room for both. Negative 4.2 on Tuesday and then a 4.2 on Thursday. So that's a 0-point stream right there. That's 2 moves. Then I added Victor Olofsson for the Tuesday, Wednesday, when one of my players got injured. It was Gensel. He went to the IR. I thought, okay, so I'll grab a guy who'll give me 2 games and I'll switch back to Gensel. Cool. First game for Olofsson, 0 points, a cardio session. He actually did get me 7.5 points for that next game, so that was good. Then my last move on Friday morning, I went and grabbed Ellis Merzlikins, dropped a nice negative 2.4 on me versus Vancouver yesterday. Maybe he'll play against Winnipeg tomorrow, which isn't a great start, even if he does play play, I might get some more negative there. So yeah, hopefully I'll do better and we'll all learn from this, and I'll have a great week next week of streaming from December 9th to December 15th here. It's I don't know, not the worst week, but it's a typical, like, very busy. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday are jam-packed. Tuesday's got 22 teams playing, so you might be able to fit someone in on the Tuesday. Then Thursday, 28 teams, and then Saturday, 30 teams. Everyone except for Carolina and the Islanders are playing on that Saturday. And meanwhile, the light days are pretty light. Monday, there's 3 games. Wednesday, 2 games. Friday, just a single game, Ottawa against Carolina. And then Sunday, there's 5 games, 10 teams playing. So let's see what we can do with this. Obviously, we're going to be trying to target teams that play on those light days. There are 2 teams in this upcoming week that play on 3 light days, and those are the Buffalo Sabres and the New York Rangers. So let's start in Buffalo, where it's a little bit tricky. Buffalo's played a game today. They lost to Utah 5-2. I saw that there were line changes mid-game. So we were talking on the Short Shifts episode that I did with Shams a couple days ago about how Jason Zucker was on the top line with Thompson and Tuck. So that changed mid-game. It looks like McLeod switched over during that game versus Utah today. McLeod was playing with Thompson and Tuck, and then Jason Zucker went to play with Kulik and Krebs. So that definitely takes a lot of excitement out of a Jason Zucker, who might still be a decent stream to get those 3 off-day games. Buffalo plays, by the way, Monday, Wednesday, and then Saturday, Sunday. So it could even be the kind of thing where you stream in your Buffalo Sabre and get those Monday, Wednesday games and then move on. And yeah, I guess like Zucker playing on the top power play. And he did have an assist today, I have to say, on a Yuri Kulik goal. So from that new line, though I still would prefer he played on the top line right near the end of the game to make it 5-2. Owen Power also assisted on that late goal. If Owen Power is available to you, he might be someone to target because Dahlin has been injured. I still don't think we know like how long that's going to be, but Owen Power was on the top power play today. And like I said, he did pick up an assist. So I would say Owen Power is definitely a great grab, especially if you are a team that isn't full on D. So you can even fit that Saturday game. Maybe then it's 4 games for you. So I would take a look at Owen Power if you can fit him. Take a look at Jason Zucker, though he might get bumped to the 4th line. Ryan McLeod, like I said, bumped to the top line. That would be good. The question is it going to last? So yeah, it's not easy to figure this out. Like I like JJ Paterka. You know, he's been cold, so if he's been dropped, now would be a great time to get Paterka back. If you could get Zach Benson, it's been Paterka, Benson, and Cousins on a line. And yeah, just to give you some numbers here, Paterka only 1 point in his last 9 games. He scored a goal a couple days ago, finally, but then cold since. Zach Benson actually has 4 points in his last 5 games, all assists. So those could be decent late, guys to stream that, again, bottom of your roster. Owen Power could potentially be a hold depending on this Dahlin injury. The latest on Rasmus Dahlin that I'm seeing over at GameDayTweets.com is, he wasn't on the ice for warm-ups in the last game, didn't play, has back spasms. They're hoping it's short-term. I haven't seen anything recent, letting us know what the exact timeline is. So, over on Buffalo, okay, if I want to, I know I'm rambling here a little bit. I got to tell you something. I am not in my normal recording space. I'm in Ottawa, traveled over today on a train to go to my mother-in-law's, stepmother-in-law's 65th birthday party, and I'm holed up here in a room. I brought my microphone where I'm going to record this, and also I'm going to record the Mega Show tomorrow with Brian, so I'm just kind of getting acclimated. I don't have my whole monitor set up to look at things easily, so that's my excuse, but I'm going to nail all these picks. And look, so Buffalo, like I said, Paterka is interesting. He's 33% rostered on Yahoo, so that's someone who is much higher. So he's fallen a lot with this cold streak. So I would say he's a really good guy to grab. If he's been dropped, now's the time to give him a shot with a good week. You know my policy with that. Owen Power, like I said, he's 33. Then if you want to go super low, Jason Zucker, 6%. Bowen Byram has started to pick things up, and I could see him bumping Power for that top power play once in a while. So he could be someone again. I did say Yuri Kulik scored a goal. He's an up-and-coming prospect. I don't know if I might even be pronouncing his name right. It might be Yuri Kulich. I think I've heard people say Kulich. Ryan McLeod if you're in a super deep league. For peripherals, there's Connor Clifton. If you're in a Bangers league, he's probably already taken. He's getting a ton of hits. He had 4 hits and 2 blocks today. He had 9 hits in the previous game. So there's definitely some Sabres out there for you. Take a look. I'll be curious to know who people take. And if you would take the plunge on Zucker, that's the tricky one because it could be top line, top power play again, or it could be bottom six and maybe Peterka or someone bumps him from the top power play at some point. Okay, let's go to the Rangers. The other team that I mentioned is playing on 4 off-day games this week. The Rangers are playing Monday, Wednesday, and then Saturday, and then Sunday. So you do have to wait till that Sunday to get that last off-day game. So it might be a case where, again, like I said, for Buffalo, get the Monday, Wednesday, then you reassess after that. The Rangers have, of course, been in the news a lot recently because of the whole Jacob Trouba situation. So he's gone. He's gone to the Ducks, and we'll talk about him on the Mega Show and if there's any value there. The guy who came back to the Rangers, Vakanainen, I think he's even injured, but obviously not someone who's fantasy relevant. The Rangers still trying to figure out what to do, how to turn their season around a little bit. Here were their lines in their last game versus Pittsburgh yesterday, which was win. So Trocheck, Panarin, and Lafreniere. Kind of back to the classic. And then Kreider, Zibanejad, Riley Smith. This is how we started the season, right? And then Will Cooley with Kakko and Hedel. So if those are going to be the lines, then your top power play also just the standard. Zibanejad, Kreider, Trocheck, Panarin, and Adam Fox. So if this is going to be what the Rangers are going to go with next week, I got to tell you, that's not great for streaming because Panarin, Fox, Kreider, Trocheck, Zibanejad, Lafreniere, all 73% or higher. Lafreniere is the one at the 73% there. Will Cooley's already rostered in a ton of leagues. I would expect him to slow down a little bit if he's back in the bottom 6. He's pointless in his last couple of games. If he's been dropped again, this is a similar thing to the Peterka. If Cooley is now dropped because of a couple bad games and this loss in deployment, things could shift again. And then, do I recommend Riley Smith? He did score in the last game. 6 shots, a hit, playing with Zibanejad and Kreider. So I think that's probably going to be my streamer recommendation on the Rangers. It does depend on Riley Smith holding that top line spot. And even when he's there, it's not a sure thing. But that's the whole point of streaming. We're just trying to get a couple extra games from someone who has a decent chance to do something for you. There's also Capo Kakko in the mix. I feel like in 4 games, he'll get you a point. So ideally, you get that point in the Monday or the Wednesday game. The Monday's against Chicago and the Wednesday's against Buffalo. So 2 teams that potentially there could be some goals for. So I wouldn't be shocked if Kakko did something. You also have Philip Hedel. So that I should mention this. So the third line is Kakko, Hedel, and Cooley. So that you'd be, really scrubbing the depths there. I think I would probably go Riley Smith, especially after a 6-shot game, and give him a shot. But I'm sorry I don't have an amazing streamer of the week yet from these 2 teams that play all these games. Again, I really do think JJ Peterka can bounce back, so he would be my pick, but he's probably not even available to a lot of people and clearly not a for sure thing. Let's take a break here. When I come back, I'll tell you about some more teams playing 4 times next week. You're only going to be getting a couple of light days from them, but maybe that'll be worth it, especially if you can fit a Tuesday. So I'll be back in a sec.
I love being at a hockey game. I love the sights, the sounds, I really like the slap of the puck and the stick, during warm-ups. That's my weird thing about going to a hockey game. But you know what? Sometimes it's annoying getting there because buying tickets can be so frustrating, but not with Game Time. They have this feature called Game Time Picks where they filter out the fluff and they show you only incredible deals on great seats. So you have to waste your time searching through thousands of tickets. I'm looking through the app right now. I see tickets for Preds visiting the Senators, Isles visiting the Senators, all at an amazing price. Penguins. They also have lacrosse tickets for the local lacrosse team, which is either the Rock or the Black Bears. I don't know enough about the local lacrosse team to know. I'm sorry. I see PWHL tickets, Victory at La Victorie at the Charge. And what else? Oh, we've got Sesame Street Live, Katy Perry. I'll buy all the tickets because it's so easy. And you can see what the view looks like from your seat at a glance as you're scrolling through the options. And Game Time also offers the lowest price guarantee, or they will credit you 110% of the difference. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code THPN. For $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code THPN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time.
The 2024-25 NHL season still has that new car smell, and the action is heating up at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. It's super easy for first-timers to get started at DraftKings Sportsbook. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. You can also pick on a player to score a goal. You can bet on a whole bunch of things. And if you're new to DraftKings, listen up. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code THPN. That's code THPN, stands for the Hockey Podcast Network, for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ice.
Welcome back to the Matchup Maximizer podcast. So I've told you the two teams that play 3 light days next week, the Buffalo Sabres and the New York Rangers. Let's go to some teams playing on 2 light day games. There's actually like a bunch of them that also just don't play 4 times, but I think it doesn't really matter the number of times the teams play because, for example, you look at the Toronto Maple Leafs, they play 4 times. It's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Same with the St. Louis Blues, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you don't have room on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, it's not that exciting to get a 4-game team just to have the player that you add on your bench all the way until the Sunday. I'd rather just wait till the Sunday and then decide to add a player. So I think, our best bet's going to be going for the 2 light day games. I'm always a sucker for 2 light day games early in the week. And so we have to start with the Anaheim Ducks, who play Monday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Saturday. So you'll get the Monday, Wednesday, and then you'll drop and switch for a goalie, switch for a player who plays Friday or Sunday. So not too bad. The problem, of course, is it's the Ducks, and they sometimes don't score a lot of goals. But on the plus side, oftentimes there's a lot of Ducks available in free agency because no one wants these guys. Frank Vetrano is 63% rostered on Yahoo. You're not going to get him most likely. Aside from Vetrano, the next highest rostered is actually Jacob Trouba, which could be fun if he's out there, if he plays. He's always decent for some shots and some peripherals. And with all these shots, eventually something's got to go in, right? 3 shots, 2 blocks in Trouba's final game as the captain of the New York Rangers. So maybe he can do something. Troy Terry, only 20% rostered. I have him on my Cupful team. Maybe that was a bad pick. Too bad. But definitely now with Trevor Zegras injured, you would think that maybe Terry is even leaned on even more. He's been playing on the line with Vetrano and Ryan Strome. And it's not like Troy Terry's been terrible, but he hasn't been amazing. He's pointless in his last couple games. Before that, he had a 3-assist game against Ottawa. That was actually capped off a 4-game point streak. I really loved that game. 9 shots and 3 assists. He slowed down since then, though. In this last game, the 5-1 loss to Minnesota yesterday on Friday, 4 shots for Troy Terry. So nothing went in. Can't beat Philip Gustafsson these days. But I think Troy Terry is your clear streamer if you have him available to you. Like I said, 20% rostered. Probably not going to be available to you in most Cupful divisions, but if you can get him in some league, get him for the Monday, Wednesday. I don't think you're going to do much better than Troy Terry on Monday, Wednesday. But let's say you can't get Troy Terry. Now we're starting to mine the depths here of guys you might want to go for. Olin Zellweger has been playing on the top power play. Never hurts to have a top power play guy. I don't think Jacob Trouba is going to be bumping him. I actually was just thinking today I remember when Trouba first went to the Rangers, and I think a lot of us were just expecting it. That was the assumption that he was going to become the top power play guy on New York, and he ended up being a big draft bust, though he was still decent enough because of the peripherals. But I believe that was the year that Tony DeAngelo exploded out of nowhere and had 50-something points. So memories. But anyways, Olin Zellweger is probably going to hold the top power play, I would say. No points in his last 5 games, but decent shot counts. 3, 3, 3, 2, 3 in the last 5 games. Also some blocks. You'd think eventually, like I said about Trouba, actually, Zellweger is going to score a goal eventually, taking all these shots, or at least there'll be a rebound and someone else will score a goal. So he can be someone to look at. In terms of like other players doing well on Anaheim, there just isn't. Like I'd love to. So I could just throw you names of cold guys that are like supposed to be good. Mason McTavish. He only has 2 assists in his last 6 games, but he is Mason McTavish. He played almost 17 minutes in the last game. Cutter Gauthier. We were all excited about Cutter Gauthier at the start of the year, but he is on Anaheim, unfortunately. Ryan Strome playing with Terry and Vetrano on what I'd call the top line, I guess. Then you have Killorn, McTavish, and Gauthier as the second line. So I guess those are going to be the top 6, the guys you're especially going to look for, along with Olin Zellweger. So you could probably get all of those people except for Troy Terry and Frank Vetrano in the majority of leagues. So get the Monday, Wednesday, go from there. Maybe if you have D spots, you can even grab Zellweger and hold him for the Thursday if you can fit him in there. But again, Thursday's a very busy day. So probably if you have 4 defensemen, they might all be playing. The only teams not playing on Thursday are Buffalo, Carolina, the Rangers, and the Ottawa Senators. FYI. Let me tell you another team that plays 2 light games next week. There's 3 more of them that I can tell you. So next up, we can go to the Carolina Hurricanes, who I believe are playing currently. Yeah, they're up 1-0 as I'm recording this against the New York Islanders. Let's see who scored. Andrei Svechnikov, power play goal assisted by Sebastian Aho and Shane Gostisbehere. I'm guessing you're not going to be able to get one of those guys. Your best bet could be a Shane Gostisbehere, but he's having a pretty solid season. He had one little cold streak where Brian and I talked about on the Mega Show, and we're wondering if he's not someone to hold, but hopefully my memory is that we said you should hold him because he's on the top power play, right? And he's been good lately, 78% rostered. You probably can't get him anyways. Andrei Svechnikov, by the way, this goal today, that follows up a 1 goal, 3 assist game that he had against Colorado. Before that, Svechnikov was pointless in 4. So making up for some stress that he was causing his fantasy managers. But okay, aside from those big names, and obviously Martin Necas is insane. You're not going to be able to get him. Seth Jarvis made it to that Team Canada 4 Nations thing. So he's great. He's doing really well since coming back from his injury. You're not going to get him. So then we get into this whole thing where like, okay, Jack Roslovic, I never get him right. When I say to grab him, he does nothing. And then when I say fine, let go, then he starts scoring again. In today's game against the Islanders, and this is a team that changes lines so often, it's Roslovic playing with Aho and Svechnikov on the top line. That's what you want to see. And Roslovic did score a goal against Colorado in the previous game. I should mention, by the way, Carolina plays Tuesday and then Friday, Sunday. So assuming you can't fit the Tuesday game, you're probably just waiting. I wouldn't grab a Jack Roslovic to start the week, just hoping he'll still be on the top line come Friday. Seems unlikely, though. I should say Carolina, these 3 games they're playing are against San Jose, all home games, against San Jose, Ottawa, and Columbus on Tuesday, Friday, Sunday. So I think if you do get a Hurricane and they get a good spot in the roster, there could be a lot of goals scored this week by your Hurricanes. So definitely come Friday, I'd be looking at a lot of these guys, even like the lower level. The lines today, I'll just say, so Necas has been playing with Jack Drury and Eric Robinson. If you're playing with Necas, for those 3 games against weak opponents, I'm down. I'm down for that. Seth Jarvis playing with Martinook and Jordan Stahl. Less down, I guess. Jordan Stahl, man, he's been around forever. He is pointless in 5 games, 9 points in 27 games overall. Jordan Martinook had a moment when he got into a decent deployment spot, but that's long gone by now. I think, I would look at let's see, Jack Drury and Eric Robinson have been players that have, especially Eric Robinson, I've been seeing him sometimes with all the line shuffling. He could end up with a Aho or someone. Actually, and Eric Robinson has 3 goals in his last 4 games going into this game today. So he, I think, is probably your guy that I would target, just because even if the lines shake up again, maybe Eric Robinson still, bumps Roslovic and gets back with Aho and Svechnikov or something. So that could be okay. And like I said, the quality of competition makes the Hurricanes pretty interesting. But again, these guys aren't so exciting that I think you can just wait till Friday or Thursday. Add someone else that's more exciting Monday, Wednesday, especially if you can't fit anyone for the Tuesday game against the Sharks. The next team that plays 2 off-day games that I'll mention are the Chicago Blackhawks. They play 4 times on the week, Monday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. So your off-day games are Monday and Sunday. So maybe you go for the Monday. This is the Chicago Blackhawks, though, so they're not going to be guaranteed to score you a lot of goals. They're also actually playing right now. It's as I record this, they're at the end of the second period against the Jets. It's 2-2. Looks like the goals were Alex Vlasic from Tara Vinen and Bedard, a power play goal, and then Martinez from Mikheyev and Jason Dickinson. So, this is a situation where if you haven't added Alex Vlasic, I think now's a good time because he's on that top power play. You've got 4 games next week. You'll be able to fit for sure 2 of them. Maybe you even could fit one on Thursday or Saturday, depending on who you have at D. So it looks like I've just been coming up with a bunch of D to grab here. Owen Power, Zellweger, Alex Vlasic. I think I take Vlasic first out of all of them. Just give me the guy on the top power play, even though Chicago doesn't score too much. If they do score, it's probably going to be on the power play, and Bedard will probably be involved. So I think that that would be my recommendation, definitely, from Chicago. As far as forwards go, I mean, they also change their lines up a lot. You're going to have a lot of people potentially available to you. Today, it looks like Bedard is playing with Teravainen and Kurashev. So yeah, give me Teravainen. Also on the top power play. Top power play is Bedard, Teravainen, Bertuzzi, Donato, Vlasic. So I think my policy here will just be give me the player with exposure to Bedard. That's probably your best bet. So Teravainen is the only one there on the top line and the top power play. And then you can go for a Bertuzzi or Donato for the power play. Kurashev would be my last pick. I would order them Alex Vlasic, then Teravainen, then Bertuzzi, then Donato, then Kurashev is how I would order any Chicago Blackhawks streams. One more team that plays 2 off-day games next week are the Ottawa Senators. They don't play till Wednesday, but then they go Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So a nice potential midweek stream. Wait till Wednesday morning, grab a Sen, hope for the best. At some point, Shane Pinto has to do something, right? Is he really just going to go pointless for the rest of the season here? Like, he's supposed to be a decent pedigree prospect. He was picked in the second round. Last year, though, he came in halfway through and did well. This year, man, he scored in his first game. I remember I drafted him and then dropped him before even starting the season. And then when he scored in the first game, I was like, ugh, what have I done? But I just didn't like that his deployment was so bad. But anyways, after that, he ended up getting a point every couple games to get up to 3 points, I should say. Then got injured. Since then, it's been 11 games, no points for Shane Pinto. So is he my recommendation? No. But I do think he'll get a point at some point. How could he not? But as far as like actually just looking at what the lines have been in Ottawa and trying to predict who's going to get points all the way come next Wednesday, like the Sens have a game, maybe things will change. But it looks like their practice lines from today had Norris, Tkachuk, Batherson, and then Stützle, Giroux, and Gaudette as the top 6. Adam Gaudette had that great run. That was fun. I don't expect him to score a lot of goals, but at the same time, if Adam Gaudette is playing with Tim Stützle specifically, you can't ignore it, right? Because Stützle is a superstar in this league. So yeah, Adam Gaudette definitely could do something here. He's pointless now in 2 games, but before that, he had that big goal streak. The lines could change. That's not a guy I would jump on, but maybe Wednesday morning if he's still there for the game against Anaheim. It's Anaheim, Carolina for the Wednesday, Friday. Claude Giroux, I know, was dropped in a few leagues. He's on a 3-game pointless streak. That would be only in the super shallow league. I wouldn't mind streaming him in for a Wednesday, Friday. But let's be realistic. You're not getting him. Josh Norris, only 34% rostered on Yahoo, coming off a 2-goal game against the Red Wings in the 2-1 win. Definitely, I would be totally down to get Josh Norris, for those 2 games and maybe as a longer-term hold if he's going to be centering the top line with Tkachuk and Batherson. But yeah, aside from that, it's not really any obvious names to throw out there. Like, there is just the Adam Gaudette. So that's your clear, just like, it would be malpractice, right? He's playing in the top 6. He had a stretch. Hard to expect that to last too long because he is Adam Gaudette, but why not, depending on who your other options are. So that takes us to the end of the best schedules of next week. Hopefully I've come up with a name or 2 that you can target. If not, look at the goalies, though. You saw what happened to me with the goalies, like I mentioned. Spencer Knight seemed like, okay, 2 games for the Panthers. That should be good. That was not good. Merzlikins, he'd been on a bit of a run playing a ton of games. So far, not good. I don't know. I'm not feeling good about this matchup. I'm seeing here in this Winnipeg game, Nino Niederreiter scored. My opponent has Nino Niederreiter. The slow, that's going to be so frustrating when you're up by a lot. You're just waiting as like you expect everyone to just come back faster and faster. It's like I'm in the car in Terminator 2. And then my opponent, K. Paris, that's T1000, just running and catching up. Nino Niederreiter's going to score. Who I'm going to have to wait for Dylan Larkin later tonight, Cale Makar, Tim Stützle. Oh, my gosh. Okay, well, good luck to me. Good luck to all of you. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I'll be back once again from my in-laws. I guess I'm in an office here to record the mega show with Brian tomorrow. So hopefully you like this episode. Make sure to subscribe to Keeping Karlsson to get all of our content. Thanks, of course, to the patrons for all of your support. And until next Sunday, good luck with your streams. Hopefully you have some success. And I'll see you tomorrow for the Mega Show. Bye.